everybody? What is going on? Once again, it is your favorite everything JR Wisdom with my great co-host here, QT Dub.
What is happening? The audio go out?
And I'll be turning on the I'll be having the YouTube video play.
You was hearing it back. Yeah. You don't want that.
But yeah, it's your favorite everything JR Wisdom. And I'm here with my great co-host QT Dub for another morning show with you guys. You know what I mean? With the independent male here. Hope you guys are doing well. I had a little mishap. I see somebody try to get smart in the comments. Here's and rightfully so. Here's some wisdom. Be on time. Good morning.
Oh. Good morning. Good morning.
Got me there. I thought I said it for 9:30, even though we was still like a little bit late behind. But apologies, because I meant to schedule it for 9:30, but I didn't. I scheduled it for 9. So that was my fault. So shout out to everybody in the chat. Hope you guys are having a good morning.
Excellent morning.
Memorial Day here. We just went through Memorial Day weekend. It is Monday the 26th of May, Memorial Day. And it's a beautiful day in the city of Atlanta, if you will, I guess. It's a little cloudy over here. How's it looking over there in Smyrna?
It's a little drizzly over here, but you know what? It all depends on perspective, because some of us like them rainy days.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Especially if you and somebody else happen to have the day off. You know what I'm saying? That rain might not be so bad.
Right. It's an outward manifestation for some people. You know what I mean? Of how they really feeling inside.
Exactly.
In that mode, get out there and get something, man. You know what I'm saying? But it's currently 9:38, 69 degrees outside. It feels
what's the degrees?
69.
What's that?
60.
Enjoy the indoor weather, my friends.
Yeah, it feels like 75 though, according to this.
All right.
Here, and it's going to be a high of 78. A high of 81 today. 30% chance of rain starting at 2 p.m. in the great city of Atlanta, and thunderstorms at 7 p.m. 40% chance. So, shout out to everybody on this beautiful Memorial Day. Hope you guys had a great week. How was the weekend, my brother?
Oh, come on, man. Not too shabby at all. It was a lots of smiles, tears, hugs, all that good stuff. You know what I mean? Graduates, as again, you have some graduates of your own.
Yeah.
You got another young one coming up through the ranks. I saw some photos and some certificates on your end myself this weekend.
Yeah.
So how you enjoy that with the little
one? It was cool, man. I had to that's not usually the weekend I go back. So I went back for my daughter's graduation. It was her kindergarten graduation this past Friday. So I kind of went there Thursday, go back Thursday, flew back out Friday evening. Yeah, so here I'm, it was cool experience, man. It's always good to have a little graduation, celebrate the kids,
And I don't want to monopolize the time on this subject, because we're just greeting everyone or whatever this morning. But I want to ask you this, as someone that has seen both sides already. Your boys are older, and then, you have your daughter bringing up the caboose, so to speak. How quickly does that jump go by? Like from getting that leaving kindergarten certificate to boom, you're out.
Yeah. In my experience, man, I still remember my boys being in daycare, and when they were going through daycare, it'll say class of 2020, class of 2021.
What they'll be, yeah.
And it seemed like so far away back in 2003, 2004. Damn, class of 2020, class of 2021, or whatever it was back then. And I'm like, damn. And then before you know it, man, and I was a single dad since 2014.
Yeah.
So those years just blew by.
Yes. So I can imagine for you, man. Shouts out to that. Like I said, I did it for 3 years. I could imagine, the long haul like you. That.
Yeah.
Shouts out, man. And shouts out to everybody, man, all the graduates, all the parents experiencing those joys. Hope you had a great weekend with that.
Oh yeah, for sure, man, for sure. So I don't know why this thing be adjusting or whatever. We'll get it together, man. But guys, this is a live call-in show. If you're just now tuning into this morning show, the link is pinned in blue in the chat. If you're on Facebook, should be at the top of the chat. you guys, I think StreamYard has they got a new thing here, which I don't know.
Don't let it get you demonetized.
No. See the bottom right here. Did you know that?
What's that? What you see in the bottom right?
Look near you. The bottom, like just beneath you. See the comments?
Oh yeah, where they pop up on the screen now.
Kind of like on cool. Twitch, like Twitch and all that. Yeah. So
yeah, that is cool. Now. And I thought he caught the joke. Did you catch the joke that you know that the wisdom would be being on time? I think yes, it was informative. I saw in the chat that they were saying you didn't catch the joke. I thought he caught it.
What was the joke? Like I kept seeing those comments. What was the joke though?
The wisdom. It was the pun on the wisdom, the word of wisdom.
I mean, you know, I think that was corny. I don't think it was a joke. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I shouldn't even brought it back up.
You know how long people have been saying like corny
Happy Memorial Day, Lisa Stereos.
Wisdom, you know, such and such, Mr. JR, no wisdom. I'm like, you can't think of nothing better. Like, you're not any more clever. You can't get more clever than that.
Yo, already see now how this show works. I think I'm the unofficial good cop.
Yeah, you are.
I think that's what it's. I think that is what's happening.
Good cop. I don't know if they think that shit is clever. It's nothing clever about saying, you know, if you're wearing tight pants, yeah, you Mr. Tight Pants. Like, I mean, like, I know I got on tight ass pants. Like, what's the joke? You know what I'm saying?
What's the good, Derwin? I'm trying to get my man off of his current tangent.
The theme is that you call me fat. Well, anybody with some eyes can call me that. That was a Sauce Money line, but go ahead.
Yeah. Sauce Money, man. What's good, Derwin? What's good, Coach K? Oh my God, what's good, Don?
What joke?
The prototype.
Remember on Blink Man when he was working at McDonald's, he was like, I don't understand what's the joke? It's like what? No, he went to the police station. That's what it was.
Yo, Blink Man.
What's the joke?
David Wayans classic, bro.
Yeah, they be like, he's like, I just don't understand. What's the joke? Like that. I don't know, man. It's crazy, man. But anyway, I just don't think what's so funny about that shit. You know, maybe in the 1950s way that might have been funny. In the 50s, you know.
Oh,
there was nothing clever about that.
You like the joke was 69 degrees.
Oh, that part, the 69 degree joke. Yeah, I mean, of course. That's why when you kept asking me, of course, like, come on, man. Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Let's get you to the story.
Yeah, man. Sheesh. Well, anyway, man, I want to start off.
Shouts out to London in the place, but go ahead. My bad. Just saw London pop up at the bottom.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Shout out to the blokes in London.
Seriously.
Eating your tea and crumpets in the afternoon. Over there, it's afternoon. Yeah, it's afternoon over there. But yeah, man, I just want to touch on pause. I just want to touch on this whole. Are you following this thing with Papoose and Clarissa and Remy Ma?
Bro, this is the thing. Like, I haven't been following it, but this weekend I kept getting stuff in my feeds in different places, whether it was YouTube or Instagram, Facebook, or whatever. And at first, it kept being Remy Ma, and it's like she was kind of like making these posts about how she wasn't worrying about what Papoose was doing, and how I think like somebody was probably giving her some of them red pill pokes and was messing with her about like how she going down and dating or whatever. So she was trying to justify that and being like, everybody she's dated has had more than Papoose or whatever. And it's like folks believe that in the battle rapper. Like when you just evolved in a battle rapper, that was on y'all. There's no way he had more than, but anyway, so I was seeing stuff like that, but I didn't know why she was doing it. And then later I saw a post with Papoose and the boxer lady, I forget her name. And they was promoting, they were promoting something, and it seemed like that triggered Remy, but that was all I knew. Like, I don't really know the details. I just gave you all of this high level, all I know is stuff. So please enlighten me, sir, as why this is going around like this.
And I'm gonna get your opinion on this, man, because I feel like you know, they've been together for some time. You know, she got out. What did she do? 8 years or whatever it was,
something like that. Yeah. It was a real big.
2011 or 2013, something like that, man. Yeah. So he was with her. They married. I think they married while she was in prison, and he got out and had an official wedding. So this woman went to prison when she was young. I think she got out when she was like 37 or early 30s. So she was young. She already had a kid. He was young too. So obviously, this woman never really got to experience. When I say about this woman, I'm talking about Remy Ma. She never
Remy.
got to experience like really enjoy her life or the fruits of her labor as far as being a popular rapper.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
this guy locks her down while she's in prison. So I think that kind of was a bad idea. And he tried to put it like I'm holding you down, so on and so forth. So anyway, he claims that she basically was cheating on him since she got out. He was holding her down. She's putting out that he pawns her jewelry. She's been taking care of him. I never had a man that I had to take care of, like you said. She's dealing with this dude, Easy the Block Captain, who's a battle rapper as well.
Okay, that's okay.
Yeah, and basically sending him money and stuff like this, taking care of him. They sleeping in the same bedroom, but in separate beds. He caught her texting dude in the morning, so on and so forth. He said when he saw him, he knocked the dude out. Blah blah blah. Clarissa Shields has no kids. She's 30 years old. Papoose is what, 47 or some shit like that.
Okay.
Yeah, he's 47. So she's dating a man that has 4 kids. That's much older. Don't have much going for him. And she's the millionaire, if you will, which I'm assuming Clarissa is a millionaire. You know,
yeah, most likely.
So
I would say I'd go with that.
Yeah, and he's not divorced. He just filed a divorce paper. So bottom line is, she's saying, "What are you getting out of Papoose?" At the end of the day, she calls him Pawnpoose because he pawned the jewelry, her jewelry or some shit. So anyway,
Papoose.
at the end of the day, I feel like when you go back and forth, there's still feelings. In my opinion, I don't know what your thoughts are, and that's why I wanted to get your thoughts on it. If we're going back and forth, unless you're just trying to make money or generate some type of hype, why are we going back and forth? I know we've been separated for like 2 years or whatever it was. Why are we going back and forth on the internet unless there's some type of feelings involved? You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I feel you on that part, and I also feel the sentence that prefaced the last one when you were like, unless there's some sort of money involved, because on one of those posts that I did see from Remy, she kind of alluded to that fact that Papoose was still trying to make money off of her name or off of their relationship, like showing up to places that he knew that they were going to ask him, you know, like what the skinny was on, you know, whatever, you know, helping to promote whatever he had going on. So it really could be a combination of all of that stuff. It still could be a combination of there are feelings still there. There are still financial ties there, whether it is from pawning stuff or using some big, because still, to be honest, Remy Ma's name still carries something. You know what I mean? Yeah. And if you want to, you know, compare names, Remy Ma to it's like we kind of only know Papoose because of her. Like, right. I don't know how many people know or knew of Papoose before her. Like maybe, you know what I'm saying, he was, you know, somewhere in the industry and maybe those really in the industry knew about him like that, but most of us didn't. So I could almost see the angle of still keeping this in the social media news front to keep stuff going on, you know, that I might be doing. But I don't know. It's the way they go back and forth a little bit with the tit for tatty sort of stuff. I still feel like it's a little something there. And I didn't know you were going to go on this. If you did, I would have had this clip of whatever it was I was watching that she was going on, because she was reading her comment section. And I told you, like, people kind of giving her, jabbing at her a little bit in the comments. And somebody was saying, I could tell they put in the comments something about her, maybe her playing with Papoose with their daughter or something like that. Like maybe trying to keep her from her, whatever, whatnot. Happy Memorial Day, Miss Thelma. And her retort told me a lot, though. Yeah. Her retort was like, oh, no, I ain't trying to keep him from anybody. He's like, oh, we both went in on this, baby. We gonna both take care of her. You think I'm gonna have her full time and I'm not gonna be able to go do my whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop? I was like, oh, no, bro. That's the wrong one that you done picked for the moms of your kid, dog.
Right.
If they worrying about what they get to go do and what they don't get to go do because of child rearing, but I mean, it's too late for that. You already did it. But I was like, that was telling. And for me, when I heard that, I was like, that was telling in itself. I didn't even really need to see anymore. Yeah,
you did get to see that on there as well. Mm-hmm. You know, him basically saying he also said that she would just get up and leave and be gone, leave him with the kids in the house and all that stuff like that, and wouldn't come home, and had a separate apartment for her and good buddy to get to meet up and link up in, and she would come home whenever she's ready.
Where it was a balmy 69 degrees.
Yeah.
Always. It kept the thermostat set.
Right. Kept it set at 69, huh? Damn. But yeah, man. What do you think? So this is what, because Mr. Let Go had, I watched a clip where he talked about this.
Okay. What'd he say?
In these, with Papoose, you see him in these supporting roles as a man, right? He's always in the supporting role when it's usually the opposite. You know, when he's being Remy's hype man. He's there, in the background, appearing in the videos, doing this,
Now you're a corner man.
Yeah, now he's a corner man, a glove man, a pad man, whatever you want to call it. So he's basically in a supporting role. So how can a woman really look up to a guy like that? And if your claim to fame is there, that I held you down, I was there. It's kind of like, how often, like, that gets old for a lot of women. Like, I'm the breadwinner. This guy's just supporting, even though there have been other guys similar, but they're not in the limelight. That's kind of supporting in the background. But what do you think about that in terms of a man being like the supporting character or supporting act, if you will, which I know isn't the proper term in this situation? What's your thoughts on that?
The thoughts are that this is, when I say this, I mean the male being in a supporting role and then getting the results out of that.
The helpmate.
This is one of those things where it's, as much as we humans, whatever, want to make these intellectual exercises and be like, people should be able to have certain roles and there's no, roles in relationships and whatnot. That's one of them. If you're not accomplished in whatever it is your purpose is supposed to be, and it doesn't necessarily mean rich. It doesn't necessarily mean rich, but it means focused and accomplished. Like, let's take, I'm not talking about today's mega preacher.
Right.
Those of us that are older, let's go back to like the 80s when we didn't have TV and all of this stuff. Let's just look at the regular small town preacher. That guy was not rich.
Yes.
Right? He had a one Cadillac car. The church paid his rent at the house. He could go to anybody's house and get the best meal in the town, right? But by no means was he rich, right? But he was on his purpose. He was influential within his purpose. And his wife, therefore, followed and respected him because she respected him within his purpose. Mm-hmm. What is Papoose' purpose? If you don't have that, if you're not accomplished in that, then you can't expect to be treated like a king. And a lot of us walk into a situation, expect it. And I'm doing this because I did this as a young man because I didn't have anybody tell me any different, right? Mm-hmm. Haven't done anything. You're not on any kind of purpose. You have no influence. You have nothing. You're not on anything. But the royal is clean, your highness. No, it's not. No, it's not. And it's one of those things that in our mind is supposed to be like, well, if I'm a good guy and I hold you down and I'm not in the streets and blah, 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 then I should be elevated. And it's like, nah, that's the extra sauce, bro.
Right.
You got to have the meat patty, and the meat patty is being on your purpose and being good at it and being influential. Mm-hmm. You don't have those things, like you say, who's going to be looking up to you in that leadership role like that? You're a good buddy.
Yeah, you're right, man. You're a good buddy. Yeah. I'm gonna read something. I'm gonna read it on some of these comments. First, shout out to Malik Kwali. I hate to see it. It's just a hot mess at this point, for sure. Let me go ahead and unclick that. I seen somebody here in the comments. I'm not gonna say their name, but real rap fans know, and you guys can read the comment. Because not everybody knows who Papoose. I guess he's going off what you said. Not everybody knows.
I said that a lot of, like, if you was really in the game like that or whatever, you would. But I was saying the masses, like the masses of America, didn't I don't think knew him like that.
You're right. It says real rap fans know Pap. Who is this guy? So for one, I'm gonna give you a little history that I know of Papoose, right? Because Papoose came up in the mixtapes in the early 2000s, right? There was Joe Budden, like one of the few of them like that was independent. Joe Budden, Stack Bundles, and Papoose. Like they were like kind of killing the mixtape. He had one song that people know about called Alphabetic Slaughter.
Okay.
He just uses every letter of the alphabet and just raps a bar to it or whatever, you know. But other than that, there's nothing really big or that he's well known for. He's supposed to have an album called The Nasamara Dream or something like that, which is America spelled backwards.
Okay.
But other than that, he's not really. His other claim to fame was Remy Ma. So you could have been a mixtape person in the early 2000s that knew about him, but that's about it.
I'm laughing because I do see how easy it is to become bad cop in these comments, though.
Yeah.
I'm like a simple little couple of fucking sentences about who Papoose and what Papoose did was good enough. But all of the who is this, I'm like, I'm somebody that was 30 at the time and I didn't listen to that shit. How about that?
This guy don't know what he's talking about.
Yeah, I don't. I told you I didn't. I said the masses. I said the masses. I didn't say folks that was knee deep in damn underground hip hop battle rap tape.
Hey, he's a Papoose nut hugger, dick puller. I got you. Shout out to the dick puller. $1.5 million like 20 years ago, bro. Man, like where's that one? Well, 1.5 million isn't that much money over 20 years, guy. So, you know, hold that L. But anyway, Papoose, Remy Ma. But somebody did say he, you know, that was crazy. He held all those receipts. You know, they were holding on to receipts for years, and that's what people, why be with somebody? I'm gonna put all my cards down. This is what you did. You did this. You did this. Yep. You was dealing with this guy that was clapping your cheeks, but I still chose to stay with you because I believe in keeping a family together. That's what Papoose was saying. Even though I know you were sleeping with this guy, but Remy said, I was paying your bills. That's the only reason why you stayed, because I was paying all the bills. So your exchange for shutting up, being a kept man, is me getting my cheeks clapped by this younger guy who doesn't have any money. You know what I mean? So
it's like but that's what I feel like doing.
Yeah, that's what I felt like doing, man. But just getting your thoughts on that. We don't want to spend too much time on that.
Yeah.
You know, but Clarissa, I'm pretty sure, you know, regardless of how y'all feel that she looks, you know what I mean? I feel like she could do better than dude, you know, in my opinion, you know what I mean? She could have got another dude. I don't know how that happened, but you love who you love, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Listen, he stayed in the right place at the right time. I give him that.
Right place, right time, man. I just say get into the bag.
Yep.
What is it? No, what is it? How they say it? You secure the bag. That's what it's
securing
called.
It. Yeah, he like I'm on that. He like I was on that Alex Fine shit before he got on it.
Right. And speaking of the Alex Fine, switching places, right? You heard about this Kid Cudi, his testimony?
Well, I didn't hear about all the testimony. I saw I think it was probably like an Instagram or something. It was some post where what's my man down here? Young Thug wanted to call him a snitch or some junk like that, right?
Right.
Because he testified in the thing. Man, the comments lit Young Thug ass up. They like, you didn't call Gunna no snitch.
Right.
And he was in the same trial you was in telling stuff. They like, get out of here trying to do that shit. They like, Diddy blew that man car up.
Yeah.
What up, Trey?
Well, and not only that, bro, you got a get home free card out of all this whole situation, bro. Why are you still talking? I'd be happy to be like out on the street. I wouldn't be commenting on nothing, bro. I'd keep my mouth shut, even though, you know, he's been properly adjudicated. But yeah, I would keep my mouth shut. The fact that he's even talking about that is crazy to me, man. But blew the man, as you said, blew the man's car up. He said he felt like when he had a sit down with him, said Diddy was like a Marvel villain. When they had a meetup afterwards, said,
"Oh, please,
said, you know that's my girl, right? Well, your girl is with this dude, right? So Stevie, you know who Stevie J is, right?
Yeah.
So you know Stevie J was like part of the Hitmen, one of Puffy's production team that he had on the label. So I remember watching a video about where Vlad was interviewing him, and Vlad asked him about Puffy taking Cassie from Ryan Leslie. right? Which in essence happened because they were supposed to be working out a deal with Kathy, whatever. And you know, the conversation came up about Puppy taking her from him, and Stevie J was like, "You can't get mad about where a woman wants to be at. She's not gonna be somewhere where she don't want to be." Those were his exact words. A woman's gonna want to be wherever she want to be. Nobody was forcing her. She wanted to be with Puppy. So I'm like, why wasn't that same logic used towards
that same energy?
Yeah. Now all of a sudden you want to blow a man's car, break into his house, lock the dog up, disable his cameras, you know, and my man say, "Yo, pull up the fight," and all this other stuff. But he's like, at the end of the day, I probably would have been like that too. I probably would have been like, "Yo, I don't know what you got with you. You done got up in my house." And the fact that he got away with this shit is crazy to me. You know what I mean? And nothing happened. You know, threw a Molotov cocktail in the roof of his Porsche.
Dog, a Molotov. When the last time you heard that shit? That wasn't in a movie or a video game.
Facts. Actually, firebomb. Well, what they call it, firebombing or whatever.
Yeah. Never do that, Gucci.
Yeah, you definitely got a nut hugger up in here, man.
It's because of Papoose. You never know what's gonna trigger somebody. And then I looked up in the comments and I saw he wasn't listening to what we damn saying. We didn't say anything about love and money equaling together. We said being on your purpose. I actually started it off by saying someone that wasn't rich, a small town preacher, but people don't listen. But let's continue.
You got an enemy.
Please, and you know I love shit like this.
Hey, I love it even more. Go ahead. But he's when you got people like that, what's happening is
it's all good. It's fun. I don't mind. I love it.
They get a reaction, so they feel important. When you
now I want to know what information was fake. And matter of fact, please put the link in here so he can join us on the panel.
He won't. It's in there, so much. He won't do that.
I'm like, what information was fake?
Yeah, he won't do that.
I'm like, this is all for you. It's like you wanted the spotlight on you, Mr. Gucci Mane. Now you got it. What was fake?
Don't own one single piece of Gucci, not even fake Gucci. Not even some Poochie. But yeah, they won't do that, man. They just like being in the comments, man.
Shout out, man. Shout out to Gucci Mane.
Yeah. Shout out to the Gucci man. You know, you got. He's probably watching it on TV. Mom, they said my name.
Bro, I didn't say it. Okay, man. You know what? Papoose is the man,
the richest man on earth
of all time, of all time. So now let's continue with Diddy.
Trying to push the narrative that he's broke. He's not broke. I'm his little brother.
What's it to you?
What up, Tony V?
Yeah, man.
Thanks, Natural.
Yeah, so shout out to Diddy. I think we're going into the fourth week now.
Yeah, of testimony.
Who we don't know who's going to be next this week here. I think this article.
Oh, actually, this week is the third PA. I don't know if I sent you that one or not. They had some testimony from the previous assistants, personal assistants.
Okay,
and they had some. I mean, and I was thinking about this. I was like, Lord have mercy, man. When you are on that level and you have personal assistants, those are the people that know everything about you. Like they was even listing like the meds that my man had. Like they went Tylenol, blah, blah, blah. All of it had to be turned in the right direction. They was like in the morning time, he was taking some pills he didn't need in the morning that he had got prescribed, Percocets in the morning, and then it turned to MDMA at night. Like they knew all the routine.
Yeah.
My man was like in the morning times he would have to come mop up baby oil.
Yeah.
Mop it.
Not the hotel staff too at the hotel.
Yeah, bro. I was like, wow, man.
Got his own cleaning crew for his hotels because he didn't want them finding shit. Yeah. Damn, that's crazy, but they did it, man. They did it. So we'll see what this week has.
I don't know, Gucci. It seems like at some point you'll get a fan in here in the comment section. I'm waiting on somebody to co-sign with you. I haven't seen it yet. So you keep fishing though.
Yeah. Are the guys together?
Yeah. I never heard that shit before.
Yeah.
You know, it's called chemistry. Maybe you should work on it. Or maybe you should work on anything. What you got? What you got going on, Mr. Maine?
What I be thinking, man, you know, a lot of people, it's their only time getting attention ever. So when they do that, that's the best way of doing it, you know. So I'm not entertaining any more comments from this young man or young woman or undecided. But yeah, so hey yo, what's up with you heard about this Trump plane?
The one from Qatar.
Yeah, from Qatar. Yeah. You heard about it?
Yes.
You heard about how he went off when the reporter asked him about it?
I'm not sure. What'd he say? What he done did?
He was just like, yo, fake. He's like, no more questions from you. You know what I'm saying? Let me see if I can find it. The $37 million
that she asked.
Said it was going to
because and why are you pulling it up? It is I have seen some segments of Republicans been like, okay, this should have been a no, but not a lot. And you know, usually stuff like this, because there is a clause. But the funny thing is, the Defense Department accepted the plane. I don't know if you knew that.
Yep.
The Defense Department accepted it because the president can't.
So it's a $400 million luxury Boeing 747 Palace in the sky to be used as Air Force One. And obviously all hell breaks loose, but they was talking. A reporter questioned him about it. He was just like, and then he set him straight. He was like, you know what? He's like, that's the only thing you can talk about right now. No more questions for you. That's it. That's it
for you, bro. He's like, it is what it is.
Yeah. A plane that was a gift, but you know, I mean, things are done in certain ways that you'll never understand, especially at the the pay grade that you're at. Yeah. You know, things that you couldn't even fathom are going on.
They're like, it is what it is, bro.
Yeah.
Sorry, you didn't get a new plane.
Yeah, that you got a new plane. In other news, though, man, got a question for you. Think like a man, right? There was a movie a while back, and I guess it was based upon a book that the homie Steve Harvey wrote, right? 90-day rule was something where a woman should not be intimate with a man until it's 90 days later, right? That way she can kind of decide what type of guy he is, what his intentions are, things like that. And I want to hear the people. I'm going to ask QT Dub, but I want to hear the people in the chat what your thoughts are on this as well. Because you have some people who get busy the first night. You have some people that have a 30-day rule. You have some people that have a 90-day rule. From what you've gathered or just your personal experience in life, what's your thoughts on this as opposed to the first night, as opposed to 90 days? And
this is from me and my perspective, just not in general.
Yeah,
just me the guy. Okay. Yeah. For me, the guy, my projection of the 90-day rule, I'm assuming, right? Onto the female, or are we talking about me also accepting the 90? Is me living according to the 90?
For the women,
for the women. Okay.
90-day rule, because dudes will crap.
Yeah. And so, and I'm basically thinking, like, from my perspective, the difference between first day and, what I'm saying, a prolonged period. And I will say this. First, I have had a lot of long-term relationships.
Okay.
Especially in the younger years, off of first days, right? And I'll say this though, even though I had long-term relationships out of a lot of them, that initial day though, there was a thought that that's all this is, because of the circumstance of how quick it was, or particularly if you're talking about going to the club, you stayed out to 2:00 in the morning and the club closed, and now you done paired up with somebody in this room to boom to boom to boom. That situation right there, you're not looking at, oh man, I'm about to be with this chick for, the next 2 or 3 years.
Right.
So it's like, And the reason I'm saying that is things can happen within that 24-hour period, that week or whatever, whatnot, where you see other characteristics or whatever, whatnot, that you're like, you know what, I can rock and I can vibe. But there is, I would say for most of us, there is something that does, I don't want to say like put down a demerit, so to speak, because you're wanting to do it at that time. So part of you is like, yeah, because you know, you want to do it. But if you do obtain it, and it definitely was, you know, we danced a few times, I bought some shots, you know what I mean? And that's, you know, but now I'm going to flip it though. I'm also say that waiting 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, I don't think that guarantees anything either.
Yeah.
And the reason I'm gonna say that is, and I'm gonna say this from the lady standpoint, and I think the older women they realize this. A lot of us, I say guys, we're very good at being who we need to be, as long, you know, for however long it takes for us to get the job done. So if that means I got to be a perfect gentleman for 30 days and seem like I'm just kicking it with you in Rainbow Land for 30 days or 60 days, then if that's that type of guy, then you may still end up with the result with you know, with what you would have gotten with the guy that hit it after the club that night. So I really don't know what the correct answer is with that. The funny thing is, I actually am curious to know what the results are from women that have exercised that. Like, have they seen a lot of success out of the 60 days or 90-day rule? I mean, you know, were they able to adhere to it as easily as they are on TV and the movies? And did they get the result they were looking for? Did this result into a lot of, you know, engagements, marriages, et cetera, et cetera? Man, y'all still messing with that dude. I'm like, hey, prototype done. Y'all let us know what y'all think about the 90-day rule. I'm like, y'all gotta quit messing with Gucci Mane. Y'all gotta leave Gucci Mane alone. Let's see. All right, so Black. And what do you mean by to keep it real? Do you mean they don't keep it real as far as adhering to that rule, or keep it real as far as what their results are behind it? And I feel you, Gucci Mane. I feel like you just joking around in here. I'm like, ain't no ill feelings or whatever going on, man. Y'all. Got you. I'm gonna tell y'all what though. I'm like, I don't know where Mr. J. Done went, but I will definitely start clicking over to some next topics, especially if we're not still on the 90-day. Oh, let me see this though. We got to see what Coach K got.
I'm here.
All right. Coach K said, 90-day rule is a form of manipulation. Let's see. Real people understand that relationships develop naturally. And I mean, I couldn't agree with that anymore. And let's see what does Don have over here? Ladies, not guaranteed because they wait. Yep, to give up to love muffins. Oh my God, natural hair is relentless. Gobble 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 gobble. Go gobble a D. I'm sorry.
Well, they say eat the D off the bone.
God,
that's the new term.
Yeah,
eating the D off the bone. But yeah, shout out to Coach K Graham for the $5 super chat.
Yeah, shouts out.
Form of manipulation. Real people understand that relationships are developed naturally. Yeah, you're putting sanctions and rules in place, and you must meet this guideline in order for the cheeks to be distributed.
Yeah, of course.
And
this is what's cracking me up though. What's cracking me up with Gucci is I'm like you, where you be like, obviously there's something around here that you like, because I'm like, everybody in them boxes have been tearing you the up, and you still talking to me. Why are you talking to me? I ain't even fucking talking to you anymore. I'm on the 90-day rule.
Yeah.
I'm like, you got plenty of people in them boxes you can be damn talking to. Talk to them.
He trying to be the star of the show right now, man. So that's why I say just don't even pay Buddy attention, and he's doing it for free too. But you just leave him, leave him in the comments.
You got plenty of people in the boxes to talk to. You don't need to talk to me.
So yeah, but my thoughts on it, bro. I'm kind of like what wasn't it, Coach K? I'm kind of like what she said. Like it should be natural if we got a vibe, if we catch a vibe, things like, because nowadays I believe dudes are, remember how women used to be like after they get clapped, they'd be like, are you gonna call me? You know, or am I gonna hear from you again? Now it's dudes doing that. Dudes will get the buns because there's so much scarcity in buns. They manage to procure some, right? For
especially a night. Depending on the city you in. Yes. Yep.
Hey, what's going on?
Yep.
Blocked or nothing. Like, damn, man, I clapped and she blocked me. You know, so now it's like the women that are doing that. You know, and what I always say, and I just did a video on this. Sometimes women want to get lucky. Sometimes women are just out just to run across a guy. As long as you don't say anything crazy and you mess it up, she wants to be busy and not call you back anymore because she's got another situation going on, or her boyfriend went out, or her boyfriend, she's not talking to him, or her husband, whatever have you, is she don't want to have to deal with that. She just wants to go out and get lucky as long as you don't do anything crazy. You know what I'm saying? So this 90-day rule, well, Drake has a line on Shut It Down, right? With The Dream, where he said, does waiting really make us better people? Right? So people talk about the waiting game, this, that, and the third. And the video I did yesterday, the lady was like, you have a lot of women who are born again virgins, right? Yeah. So they, you know, they find God, get sanctified, whatever, so on and so forth. And they want to come across a man that wants to wait until they're married, and things like that. And there are men out there who exist, which I think we can agree on that. You do have men in the church, and you do have men who are chaste as well.
And Huddy in the chat. What's up, lady?
Shout out. And they are willing to wait for some women. I've had a dude on the show call him one time. He waited for her or whatever, and it didn't turn out too well. But you have but a lot of times women aren't into those guys. The dudes that are willing to wait, they want that guy that they like
to do that,
to wait on them, or whatever. Which I still think is bull, but you know what I'm saying. So if you're rocking with somebody that's not with that, and that's why it should be important for guys, because some dudes are scared to tell a woman straight up once she hits them with that, like, hey, I'm not such and such. Oh yeah, I'm all for it, thinking you can wear her down. Now you be like, well, I'm not with that. Yeah, I'm not. You want me to take you out on dates, show you a good time, convince you on why I'm a good guy, and all this stuff like that, and all the way up until marriage. Meanwhile, I'm just kind of like courting you, doing all these things, spending all this money, investing, and it may turn out to nothing, you know. So
shout out to Queen.
What happened?
Shout out to Queen. She said, hey, I'm over. She said, hey, I'm over 50. Quit holding on to something that doesn't sell. Get you some for real.
There's a lot of women in their 40s and 50s like that though, bro. That stuff is crazy, man. I'm not saying you need to be like whatever, but it's really women out here in these streets thinking like that, bro.
It's like, hey, I'm not here for any strings either.
Like, if you go on these dating sites, bro, and you look at these dating sites and you see the stuff that these women in their late 40s and 50s be saying, you know, it's insane. Almost like they're 20 in their 20s. You know what I mean? The way they're talking. It's crazy. But yeah. Interesting to hear on this 90-day rule what everybody's saying. So
well, it's interesting that it's been quote unquote out, you know, in this book for so long or whatever, in the movies or whatever, and it doesn't seem like anybody like really cares about it that much on either side. Yeah, is what my takeaway seems to be the takeaway from it. And I think when your camera had gone out, one of the things I did say I was interested in is I don't know if anybody has any statistics on this, but I wanted to know what was the quote unquote success rate for the holdouts. like the people that did adhere to the 60 and 90-day rule, how many of them ended up engaged or married or whatever, by adhering to that?
Right. I would play my video, but I ain't trying to get into that shit on here. That, just to play a little segment of it. It's kind of, it doesn't go into statistics, but a woman said that she got clapped on the first night and the dude wanted to marry her. Yeah, and I've heard that before too. Dudes be offering to marry chicks after the first night, So I'm not saying that you need to be giving up the cookie to any and every man, just like you shouldn't be going out on dates with any and every man.
So Tony V said the 90-day rule is a whole reset method.
Yeah, if you will. Meanwhile, there's somebody clapping in the interim, like in the background.
Yeah, you're waiting 90 days.
You're waiting 90 days, yeah. But there's one or multiple dudes, smashing in the background. This isn't like, as much as a woman will tell you, there's somebody there. You know what I mean? So I don't ever believe any of that. You know what I mean? When they say stuff like that, I don't believe it. Just take it with a grain of salt. Every woman you meet has been celibate, or abstinent for the past 2 years. Every woman you meet abstinent for the past 2 years.
Yeah,
that's like I think they teach them to say that number, in my opinion, because I've heard that so many times. It's been about 2 years. I was in a relationship 2 years ago. It's been about 2 years. I think I told you that one chick, she was actually engaged like a week later.
I know you're talking about.
Dude contacted me.
Yep.
She told me she ain't been with a dude in 2 years. All along, she was flying out, getting clapped up. And then the week after she left me, she was engaged. She posted her engagement photos.
Nice.
You shouldn't be believing what these women be saying, man. A woman will lie to herself. You know what I'm saying? She a lot. Knowing you ain't got a job, you ain't got a place to stay, but she'll convince herself somehow it's gonna happen. It's gonna work out.
Manifesting it somehow.
Anyway, but we had some crazy. You sent me some crazy stuff, man.
You talk about my man that went Diddy on the small guy level.
Which one was this now?
Went over there nutting up over his ex.
The husband attacked his wife, the coworker?
With the brass knuckles.
This is the big white dude, right? With the beard?
Yeah.
Let me pull that up. Hold on a second. So this dude, husband attacked wife's coworker. I briefly looked at it. Okay, husband.
Yo, they done got to Arby's, dog.
His wife's coworker.
We have the meats.
It was a mini Diddy, you said?
Yeah, like how he went over Cuddy's.
Oh yeah.
So the difference is he didn't get away with it like Diddy did.
I wonder why they do that though, man. Why they do that?
Dog, I'm like, logic is gone. Once that emotional part snapped, that logic is gone.
Malik Kweli, shout out. I monkey branch more than a woman. I got to get my life together. I don't know. Can you monkey branch as a man? I feel you though. I guess you can. But shout out to you, Malik Kweli, for the $5 super chat. So
shout out, Malik.
So husband attacks his wife's coworker with brass knuckles while she watched Pacers game at his house.
Can't even watch the game, bro.
Yeah, this dude look. Damn.
Yo, he was going.
His coworker during an NBA playoff game at the coworker's home. So, wow. After attacking his estranged wife's coworker who was watching an Indiana Pacers game and drinking beer with her, damn. James Hopkins, 42, was taken into custody early Thursday morning, booked in the Delaware County Jail. He's now facing multiple felony charges. Hopkins allegedly walked into the home of his wife's male coworker uninvited around midnight.
How the hell you just come in my house though? How you just get in here?
You know, some folks be leaving their doors open and shit.
How the hell you just get in here?
And attack the man while wearing brass knuckles. How tall? He might be like 5'3" though, so he might not be.
He could. But I'm like, the brass knuckles, dog.
So Well, I guess we're gonna find out if she's estranged or not. Because why you at another man's house at midnight? The man told police.
I don't think they fully divorced. I think it is just a separated situation, but I think it says it in the article.
Another dude clapping your old lady. The man told police it was obvious that Hopkins had been drinking and was angry. Multiple witnesses. He had a small silver pistol at the coworker's chest and threatened to kill him because somebody's dumping a load in your wife.
We were watching the game.
Yeah, I mean, I guess, you know. Hopkins' wife reportedly stepped between them and said, if you're going to shoot someone, if you're going to blick,
do something, yeah.
She ran out of the home. He chased after her, including lip cuts. Their co-workers' injuries, including lip cuts and bloody nose. Hopkins' wife told police that the couple were separated and living separately. Hey, man, it's over, man. She's free to ride the carousel, my dog.
Yep.
She escaped.
At
her co-worker's house after an alleged drunk and aggressive Hopkins showed up at her home.
Pause. See, now this is where the co-worker effed up. The co-worker was supposed to go Forrest Gump when she showed up there. This seat's taken.
Yeah.
Can't sit here. You knew she was running from the and you want to be okay, so you think that just happened and then she just went over your boy's house and didn't say anything at all about it? Wasn't flustered or any of that stuff. You think so?
Nah, I think she probably said something.
I think she said something, and that was his. And he made the decision to be knight in shining armor and not worry about the intel she had just given him.
Yeah.
We're going to watch the game. I'm going to be here for you. About to get your face punched in.
Not only punched in, kill you. A man will kill you over his wife.
Okay.
A man will kill, especially
say okay.
Yeah. I mean, dudes be doing that. When you think about that though, like that's a lot of dudes aren't here because they think they're tough guys and they want to deal with a married woman or I had a situation with my ex-wife and this dude would show up to court. And I'm like, does this dude know, like, if I wasn't in control of my temper, if I wasn't in control, like, bro, I know where you work at, I know all this stuff, but I'm like, the fact that I guess some people just think you pussy or something, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. But I'm just like, this dude, if I really was like that angry, you know what I'm saying, that you could actually show up and not only do that, but some dudes try to help the woman take the dude out. You know what I'm saying? So I was just like, you know, just seeing stuff like that, the fact that you would jump in between that. I don't know what it is in some dudes, but some dudes probably don't care. They want to be tough. And then she on to the next dude once you dead or in jail. You know, easily. She's not going to cry over you, bro. Yeah. The woman told police that after she calmed Hopkins down, she left her co-worker's home and returned to her own. Shortly after, he allegedly showed up with a rifle. Goodness. So he had a little silver pistol in the right. Yeah, this dude was gone, man. He tried to force his way through the back door. Pause. He never aimed the weapon at anyone. Goodness, bro. This ain't gonna look good for your. I mean, I don't know how much assets and stuff you got or kids, but you don't know. Like, I guess people can say all types of stuff, but unless you've been in a situation where you don't know how to let go, or people will test you or try to make fun of you and things like that, you're not in control of your emotions. Yeah, but you're right, man. You're right. You know, pull the Forrest Gump. Like, yo, baby, I know what's going on. You've been talking about this. I know I clapped maybe once or twice, but you can't come up in here. You said he just now tried to break in your spot, and you come in here, and I don't have a pistol, and nah, baby. Even if you do cut the buns off, you know, it's just not, it ain't worth it, man. You know what I'm saying? But there's a lot of dudes going for that. That's he said like Diddy. He did like Diddy, man. Yeah. You had said something? I can't hear you.
My bad, I touched my mic. Yeah. And it looked like too, it was some kind of small town in Delaware, correct?
Yes.
All right. The other thing in this factor is, yeah, there's an element of not being able to let go. Like, right? Obviously.
No, Indiana.
Okay. Yeah. In Indiana, still some small place. And my point is, like, you know, much like, let's say if it's a Charleston, right? Mm-hmm. These smaller towns, when stuff like that happens, sometimes it's even worse for parties involved because everybody knows about it.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? So part of what may have been making this dude snap out like that is not only the fact that, you know what I'm saying, his quote unquote old lady is gone, but she's over this house. Everybody know it.
Everybody
After
knows.
that, I'm going over here with the whole arsenal. If I'm gonna be embarrassed, everybody gonna be embarrassed.
You said the whole arsenal?
The whole arsenal.
A little
He went dead red over there.
Yeah. I'm surprised they ain't packed him up, but I guess you got a gun coming up in somebody's crib, you know, forced entry, you know, I don't know, man. All I gotta say for fellas, for somebody who comes from a background of being divorced and having someone clapping your ex-wife up or whatever, or multiple dudes clapping your ex-wife up, it's not worth it, bro. It's not worth it. That's that woman's body. I know you said that this is my wifey for lifey, but when a woman leaves you, she's telling you something. She's telling you she doesn't want to be with you, right? If a woman leaves you and she's with another man, that how we said earlier about the whole, as you said, the whole Cassie and shit. Cassie chose to get clapped up by Cuddy and by Diddy, and you know, so on and so forth. Ryan Leslie, things will always work out.
What I say, Captain? What I say? And I may be messing up my old pimp movies, but I think it was the great Mac, I believe. What did he say? You know the name of the game.
Yeah.
Yo chose me.
The Mac, yeah, that's the Mac, yeah.
And once that choice has been made, it is what it is. You can't go back and erase it. The only thing you can do is move ahead, move forward.
Getting chosen.
Because the thing that I think that we forget about as dudes is we're outnumbered in this piece.
Mm-hmm.
If anybody's going to flip out over a lost relationship, it should probably be the ones that outnumber us by like 2 million in just our community alone.
For sure. For sure. You're right, man. But dudes don't think like that, man. I get it. It's your wife. I get it. I know. Yeah. It's your wife is different. Mm-hmm. Still, you know, she don't want to be with you.
But I was gonna say, her again. If you're fighting for something y'all are both fighting for, that's different.
Yeah.
But when that switch has been clicked in that brain, that's it. It was switched.
Yeah. And it's bad. Like when it happens to you, I kind of feel bad for the people that are the men. Excuse me, the men that it happens to them later in life. They've never been through a heartbreak, a breakup. This is your first marriage, and you just like, you know, that's the rough part, as opposed to happening when you're young and knowing how to deal with it.
That's interesting. You said that, man. It's like you almost need that in your 20s or 30s. You do, because you don't want to have that junk happen for the first time at like 40, and you got like almost a lifetime worth of finances and stuff wrapped up in all of that. Ouch.
Yeah.
Ouch. And you know what though, right quick, JR, you got to give a shout out to H2O for show. This has got to be one of your dieharders, because he's got a comment in here that says, let's run it up 1 million. Stop playing with him. That's a viewer, because you know that's something you say almost every dang on video. When I saw that up there, I'm like, he one of your ride or dies.
Yeah.
Shout out.
Yeah, I ran into a guy. I was at the meant to tell you. No, I don't let me forget where we were at with this. Right. Okay. Because we were talking about I'm gonna get into the jazz festival. We were talking about yeah. O'Shea said something a while ago, since I got it fresh on my mind.
Okay.
And I agree when he said that. He said this many years ago, and you know, this is an old adage or whatever. You don't become a man until you have your first heartbreak, something along those lines or whatever. So I think that it is important for that to happen. But I was at the jazz. You know, obviously, I think today's like the last day.
Okay.
Of the jazz 26. Yeah. Today's like the last day of it. But I was there this weekend. You know, when I'm out, which I always appreciate it, I run into people who know who I am, which I'm always shocked every time. And the dude, he said that, you know what I'm saying? He was like, let's run it up to 1 million.
Oh, really?
Whatever. Yeah. So I thought that was kind of interesting, you know.
Nice. I hate to do this, because that was a nice little story and you weren't negative at all.
Yeah.
And now I'm going to bring in your negativity.
Yeah.
For the people in the comment section, if you do see JR in the streets, please know his name.
Yeah.
Because it's not enough for him to be damn recognized.
Nah,
you got to know his name too, and his social security number, and his vehicle registrations, and his favorite meals and colors. No,
Yeah.
that's what's up, though, man. I'm like, when you see somebody quote one of your sayings, that's what's up.
It happened.
Shout out to y'all, man.
It was
y'all
a chick
great in the morning. Oh, really?
It was a chick. Well, it was a chick and there was a dude. She walked up to me and she was like, "I watch your videos." Da, da, da. I said, "What's my name?" You know, I always ask
you did do it.
Yeah, because if they will say my name sometimes, but then I'll look. But she just said, "I watch your videos." Da, da, da. I was like, "What's my name?" I don't know your name. I can show you. And they always say, "I can show you right now." I just think it's kind of interesting.
It is. And you know, I noticed because I've seen you do it, but that joke cracked me up. That's always his follow up. What's my name?
What's my name? Yeah. Oh, I don't know. You know, but some people do watch people.
I know. Yeah.
No. So I understand that. And like as I watch people, I don't know their fucking names. So I get it.
And I think it's funny. I laughed as a tiny channel person. I was like, if somebody damn said they recognize me, I didn't care if they call me that. You that dude. That dude that don't know shit.
Yeah. They don't know shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, but yeah, that's that's the advice I got to do. Like sometimes you don't like, because when it was happening to me, I was like, where did all this come from?
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like where did all this? Why am I feeling like this? Like this is, but you don't own nobody, man. You don't own nobody, and you can't make anybody do anything that they don't want to do.
You know what's funny? I always had an analogy about marriage, and we have this, this symbolism of the wedding day and the vows being exchanged on wedding day, when all actuality, both parties have to exchange those vows every day.
Yeah, because
any day, only one of them can wake up and say, "I don't," and then it's done.
I don't, baby. I can't.
So it doesn't matter that we're, that we're 28,265 days in. Today, I don't. I can wake up and feel completely different, about the whole situation. See, it don't matter how long we into this piece.
You got to let it, and it's for you to tell somebody, and for me to even say it. So, JR, you mean to tell me I'm just supposed to be like, I'm just supposed to let it go? You know what I'm saying? After all those days, you know what I mean?
You gotta go watch Frozen, my man.
Is that Frozen?
Yup. Let it go. Let it go. You better let it go.
Let it go. That's
if you don't, you'll be in jail.
Yeah, you'll be in jail.
You're gonna be in jail, and you're still gonna have to let it go.
Yeah, you're gonna have to let it go, trying to and have to deal with those ideas and why your foolishness of when you could have got yourself together and got you another honey dip.
Leveled up.
Yeah, leveled up.
Have a good one, my morning eyes. Have a good one. Blessings to you.
Indeed, man.
I have to keep talking to the comments now. I used to type in them, but now that I cut on Instagram to go live, I can't type comments in here. So that's why I'm talking so much to the people in the comments more than I used to.
You got kids if you quoting Frozen. I should have asked you to tag me on IG.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Damn. All right.
Yeah.
I'll do that the next time. Okay.
Yeah. That way we'll have it and it'll pop up on there, and you kind of get our crowd and so on and so forth on yours, or the people who follow me on yours as well. You know what I mean?
Oh, that's what's up, Queen.
So I can't physically do anything long. You will not be treated less than an African king. The African king, not a British king, but
shout out to you. Come on, yes, sir. King Jaffe Jaffer.
Yeah. Baby, I just need you to rub my feet every now and then. You know what I'm saying?
You're like most of us to take a sandwich.
Yeah, a sandwich, which is, that's like, can't fix you no sandwich, but let me give you some of this right here, but I can't fix no sandwich. But some dudes will take that over a sandwich, right? I think Ari Spears has a joke like that about a warm cupcake and and I take a cupcake, you know what I'm saying, rather than that bad. But this is so sexually charged, man. Let me get off these Just talking about all this buns. Talking
It
about
has been a lot of, but it's Bun Monday.
yeah, buns. Yeah,
We started it off at a balmy 69 degrees.
yeah. 69, 75. All these numbers being thrown out here. I'm supposed to. I wonder if this acting class, man, because I didn't go last week. I wonder if it's because it's Memorial Day that they. I guess I was told it. I ain't memorize my lines or nothing.
You didn't go last week? Because you was just talking about I gotta get off this thing because I gotta go get to my class. You didn't go?
Nah, because I had to drive back last week and I didn't. I was like, man, I ain't about to rush out here, man. I could have left earlier, but I just had stuff to do and I was like, nah, man. I got here. We're
gonna hold you accountable on that on the acting, right? We're gonna hold you accountable.
Oh yeah, man. Oh yeah, man. I gotta stick to it, man. I gotta stick to the script, bro. I can't just let that. I'm paying for the shit, so.
Yeah,
it's just learning lines and shit. I be getting anxiety.
You want to touch that right quick?
What's that?
What Durham threw in the chat? You know much about it? Durham, about the RG3, the RC, the Ryan Clark RG3 situation.
Yeah, so I guess that whole thing with Ryan Clark and RG3. RG3 is a fan of the bunnies. He's married to a bunny. Oh, excuse me. He's married to a white woman, and while he was being critical of Angel Reese and the whole Caitlin Clark thing, his wife was sitting in the background, basically just chilling.
No, that was nice to say she was chilling. She was a little more animated than chilling, but I saw the clip. Yeah. No, I'm just saying I saw the clip. She was, kind of bouncing and thumbs up and then, some stuff. But that's just to give color. That's what she was doing in the background.
Right. So he wasn't too fond of that.
Ryan RC. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And, he talked about it wasn't a good look for him as far as making that video talking about a black woman, black athlete at that, and kind of like bigging up Caitlin. Whatever, and they pulled out the receipts, and he said there was a receipt that he actually was dealing with white women. His daughter, I think that's maybe his oldest daughter.
Who?
Is RC.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, his oldest daughter was by a white woman. So he kind of I guess they clapped back at him about that, and he went and reposted. He was like, "There's no secret that my daughter was by a white woman. She's biracial, and so forth." So yeah, I think a lot of I don't know. I saw the video like you said, and I said chilling, but you're right. She was a little animated. We have these conversations.
Yeah.
All couples do,
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure that's come up, and she probably has been given that freedom because he talks about it a lot. I know because it is a big issue that he has to deal with about him having 3 daughters? I think he's got 3 daughters by her.
Okay.
By his wife, RG3. And it's something that's constantly coming up. And he had, that MMA fighter on there. And they kind of had a field day talking about how black women are aggressive. And, so that's why he just deals with white women because of it. So it's definitely one of those controversial takes. But I think he knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And even with this whole situation, they're drawn to that dynamic that he has with his wife. You know what I mean? And for him to say these things, he knows that he's going to get attention to his podcast. Doing things. So to talk about the man's wife, I get it the way RC said it, but I guess the biggest issue is RG3 was saying that wives and children should be off limits.
Correct.
Regardless of how he addressed Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark, whatever her name is.
Yeah.
Wives should still be off the table as far as criticism, So
and let me ask you this though, because that is the norm in just about everything. Political speech, even a lot, oftentimes here on YouTube. There may be subjects of people, and if their kids or whatever get into something, a lot of times people don't jump on, whatever the kids were doing because it's wives and kids are allegedly off limits. Not allegedly, they are traditionally they're off limits. So, but here's the thing with that particular situation. RC literally just brought up the fact that he'd been married twice and both of them happened to have been white women.
No, they were white.
No, that's what I'm saying. He just brought that fact up. That's it. Like, he didn't say they're horrible. He didn't say there was nothing descriptive about the wives as far other than just bringing up the fact that they both happen to have been white. So the reason I'm bringing this up is because RG3's response was like he went in on his wife. Like he was really talking about his wife. All he did was make an observational statement that anybody that goes on your Instagram or anything or anywhere else can see, right? But let's still keep it in the caveat that they're supposed to be off limits. Are they still off limits when you bring them to work? Because she was in the video. He was performing in the video. So my thing is, you welcome. See, really, to be honest, it probably should have happened before somebody spoke on her. Because once you bring her on, she's a part of the show. She's not just your wife and your child that's off limits. You've made that a part of your production. So you can't turn around and start acting ass hurt about it.
Yeah.
But like you say, in doing so, it's drumming up views and dramas for both camps. Because let's be real about this. And I hate it for both of these young ladies. Really, right? Because I don't think Caitlyn asked to be the ambassador of white America, but she effing is. Right? That's the reason why so many more eyes are on the WNBA, all of this other stuff, et cetera, because she represents them whether she wants to or not. And the reason I'm going to say I don't think she wants to is because she's made a concerted effort to be like, yo, I'm giving respect to the ladies that came before me. I'm giving respect to the black chicks that was holding it down before I got here. Like, she's made efforts to do that would kind of tick off that crowd if they paid attention to it. But nevertheless, they just like, this is our girl. We ain't had this since Larry Bird. She's giving y'all the business. So it is what it is with that, right? And then on the flip side, Angel becomes the automatic villain because they've had this rivalry since college, right? Yeah. Caitlyn did this to the South Carolina chicks. Angel did it back to her, and then it was on, right? So now they both have to represent white and black America, and that's where we're at right now. Yeah. And that's where the RG3 and the RC stuff comes in, because you had this white lady being animated, doing all of this stuff in the background, you know, while you were criticizing, you know, and actually making a statement that you really couldn't even damn say you knew. He was like, I know what hate looked like, and Angel Reese hate Caitlin Clark. You can't effing say that, bro.
Yeah, you can't. Yeah.
So anyway, man, it's a fiasco. I hate that everybody can't positively enjoy the extra attention on the game, you know, with all of. But this is where we at in 2025. So,
well said, man. That was a good example with that whole Ryan Clark thing and Good Buddy. So moving on, bro. Like, what we got for finance, man? I know you got something in the stash. It is finance related. It's about side hustles. Okay. All right. Because we all about side hustles. You know what I mean? Like, really, in 2025, if you're not side hustling, you're a bum. At this point, you are, because today's economic setup, it requires multiple income streams. So I just want to get you guys' opinion on this particular side hustle. Yay or nay? Do you think that this person should be operating in this fashion, or you think they shouldn't? That's what I want to know. All right. So let me get this together. Mm-hmm. Oh, no. That's the wrong one. For sure.
That's my link to you. All right. Here we go. Starred items. All right. Here we go. Get it queued.
Yeah. It's all good. Definitely.
I'm not sharing yet because I got to skip.
Nah, you good.
All right, there we are. All right, now I'll share. I didn't want y'all to catch that commercial. All right, share screen. This one.
Okay.
I'll get rid of that commercial. All right, here we go.
I don't know if there's a delay. I'm trying to add it here. Hold on a second. Wait up. Before presenting a screen, remove other. Okay, I gotta remove this one.
I'll stop this one.
I run it back. Yeah.
A Metro Atlanta. The Atlanta City Council recently...
Counties say a very loud neighbor is driving them to the brink, throwing parties, blasting music, ruining their quality of life. And they say DeKalb police and code enforcement have not made it stop.
No?
It's the latest flare-up of the so-called party house problem in Metro Atlanta. The Atlanta City Council recently tightened its laws defining party houses and banning them from certain neighborhoods.
Fox 5 I-Team reporter Johnny Edwards looked into what's tormenting these DeKalb neighbors, and he spoke with the county commissioner who says DeKalb County codes need some updating. Johnny?
Russ and Courtney, neighbors all around the radius of this house are complaining, and they've been dealing with this for more than a year. The homeowner in question, though, says it's his neighbors who are harassing him. Hear that noise coming through the trees? That's music blasting from a neighbor's speakers.
It's loud enough to feel the vibration in my body standing in my home.
Feel the vibration.
Feel it, baby.
My nervous system can't take this.
It can't take it.
Andre Jackson and his wife live right next to the source of noise.
You can hear them inside our house. You can certainly hear them on our deck.
Hey, grown folks.
His loud neighbor, 36-year-old Brock Shorter, whose home went up 2 years ago.
What up, Brock?
He told us by phone he's within the law.
I do have parties. Like, I do have music playing. You're going to be able to hear it during the hours they're allowed to hear it. But it's not going to be unreasonable.
Now, in this once quiet neighborhood in unincorporated DeKalb, just inside the perimeter, a clash of lifestyles. Some of Shorter's gatherings so huge, cars fill up the front lawn with valet parking, shuttle service, and armed security.
Wow.
We live with loud music, screeching car tires.
Some of these parties, revenue generators.
Hell
Shorter
yeah.
has the house listed on Airbnb and Gigster as a modern compound.
Oh yeah, we going live from there. Me and JR.
His rights
Y'all welcome.
or shouldn't overshadow my rights.
So how is this allowed in a residential area? It's not, according to a county spokesman. Records show complaints about Shorter's address have poured into police and code compliance. Ann Jackson delivered a letter to county commissioners and code compliance in June, signed by 32 surrounding neighbors, comparing Shorter's house to a commercial nightclub. But despite everything the neighbors reported to the DeKalb County government, the party house went right on partying.
Yup.
Shorter cited for code violations, most of them dismissed. Police reports show officers often asking Shorter or other party hosts to keep it down, but also informing those complaining that the county's noise ordinance doesn't take effect until 11
o'clock.
The neighborhood's county commissioner says that ordinance needs updating.
We have been working on a short-term rental ordinance.
A
portion of that ordinance does relate to dealing with these party house issues, and we have also tried to tackle it through strengthening our current noise ordinance.
The proposed fix, capping decibels at 65 during the day and forbidding sounds audible 100 feet from the source late at night and into the morning, which would be a relief to Rafi Muhana, who lives on another street.
Sometimes we cannot sleep, we cannot work, we cannot rest, we cannot use our deck.
We reached out to Shorter too. He would only talk by phone. He said his neighbors are exaggerating the sound levels, which he's tested himself.
Property line. They've complained so many times, right? And they like
he getting more attention.
Choreograph the complaint.
Shorter denied running a party.
You see, I'm like, I want to find out how to
his
lease
neighbors
it.
complain about are his own. He denied selling tickets. We asked him though about this advertisement for Memorial Day.
This weekend. Bro, see what I tell y'all.
4 p.m.
$8 for men, $170.
We could go now.
Parking on site, $866.32 for two
Bottle
bottles
service,
and
baby.
5 tickets.
If you can't send me
I
that,
think that's what old girl was talking about.
I have nothing to do with that.
After a call, the ad changed to cancel. Neighbors say they just want the loud noise to stop.
I don't have a problem with someone having a party, but having speakers that are loud enough to reverberate sound into my home to disturb my children's bedrooms and my bedrooms is unacceptable.
Unacceptable.
Now, new on this, the county tells us that yesterday, Code Compliance met with Brock Shorter again to talk about the neighbors' concerns and what's allowed in a residential area. Shorter told them he won't be having a Memorial Day party, but police and code enforcement say they'll continue to monitor the property. And Russ and Courtney, we're told this is one of about 4 party houses that DeKalb County is currently dealing with.
Wow. Well, I mean, it sounds like the neighbors did a pretty good job of documenting what was going on. They took videos. It really did sound pretty loud in the videos that they took. Were you able to witness any of the parties yourself?
No, we spent about 3 weeks working on this story, and we did not witness any blowouts during that time. Now, Andre Jackson said there's been a succession of about 4 or 5 parties right before we interviewed him, and they were really expecting things to take off with Memorial Day, but now maybe that won't happen.
Yeah. A little bit of consideration goes a long way when you got neighbors that close.
Well, exactly. I mean, it's the same reason you don't talk during a movie or during a concert. You know, some kind of awareness of the people around you, regardless of what the actual rules are. But in speaking to him, I kind of think he gets it. So, hopes are high right now.
Because he's too dumb to not get it, right?
This trend continues and the neighbors are happy and everybody can get a good night's sleep.
Absolutely. Happy Memorial Day.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, dog.
Interesting, man. Oh snap! I think QT Dub done dip. We'll wait for him to come back on, but yo, that's that is I could see how that could be like kind of messed up with having neighbors where even you got people with some HOA, like I'm in an HOA neighborhood, and you got, which I still don't know, and this is an unincorporated neighborhood from what I've seen, but in my neighborhood, right? And I know you could probably hear me what I was talking about. In my neighborhood, you got a dude across the street, or back in South Carolina, you got a dude across the street that got an 18-wheeler.
Oh.
And I'm in a HOA.
Yeah.
Right. And nothing's happened. Like he'll crank that mug up and he'll have it he'll have it parked out front. Like this is a HOA neighborhood. He'll have it parked out front and
basically impede the whole damn street.
Yeah, impede the whole. Well, it's not blocking anybody's driveway, but it's blocking the mailboxes and everything. He'll turn it on in the middle of the night and let it run for like 30 minutes and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? So you have stuff like that. Then you have people playing super loud music. But I guess if they haven't done anything, to Buddy, I know he shut down that party real quick though.
Dog, I ain't gonna lie though. My favorite part of that little segment was like the thing that my man is operating obviously within the confines of what the current rules are.
Right.
Not doing it past 11 o'clock as far as whatever the level's supposed to be at that point. You see, he even has his own decibel reader. He goes out, so he knows what he's doing as far as what the ordinance currently are. But what was funny was that the one ordinance that he was breaking was that they're not supposed to be actually officially selling like party tickets.
Yeah.
And then when they found that, he like, oh, I don't know what y'all talking about. You're gonna have to shout it. Yeah, I'm okay, buddy. We got it. But my thing is, that's a hellified hustle, right? Yeah. Especially in the metro Atlanta area. And it's like, why? Because from being down here now, everybody likes their posh party experiences.
Yeah.
So you like that gives you some exclusivity. It's not going, to some nightclub somewhere that's at a night. I mean, you see that shit was built to perfection, right? But the problem is the neighborhood is built that. See, really, that place needs to not be in a neighborhood. You know what I mean? It needs to be acreage on, surrounding that house.
Right.
The problem is that you got retirees, right? That all of those homes we're talking here in the metro Atlanta area, those homes are probably easily 1.5, maybe $2 million homes, right? These people didn't work all their lives to obtain these homes and be on the back end of life to be hearing all that boom de boom de boom all the time. So I definitely get their irritation with my man's hustle, but I don't really know. I don't know how long it's going to be able to hold up, because now he's gotten all the attention brought over there. They are going to tighten up the ordinance where it's going to make it harder for him to operate. It's going to end up being shut down.
So that was in DeKalb County. What city was that in though? Did it say? I don't remember.
I don't know if it said the exact city. Let's just see. And actually, it's just in the county because it says unincorporated DeKalb. Right. So they're not inside of Gwinnett or anything like that.
Yeah. That's the only thing I saw where it said unincorporated neighborhood or whatever. Got it. So, hey, that you know, I've learned a lot about this whole party scene out here, man, and even with these houses and these little mini mansions or whatever, and even the building that I live in, bro. Like you'll see, like yesterday, you got random people just showing up with bags and bottles and going straight to the rooftop.
Straight to the rooftop.
People I ain't never seen. Obviously, that's now because it's that weather. Straight to the rooftop. People waiting outside. I'm like, damn, what the hell's going on? Like waiting outside for somebody to come down and get them.
And come get them, yeah.
The rooftop, you know, Cheeks is out. You know, everywhere. Elevator, Cheeks out. You know what I'm saying?
Come on, because you know I'm working out, so it is what it is. I'm going to go work out, so it's Cheek City.
Yeah, man. You talking about where you at now?
No, I'm just dog. I'm talking any workout room USA.
Oh yeah. You know, I thought you might have saw something in the gym over there, but yeah.
Oh no, it's dog. It's like you say, like they show up here at 7 o'clock in the morning with the roller mats and stuff. So I'm like, who's conducting workout class over here in this building? I don't know, but it's like obviously you don't live here because you're not just coming out of a unit and going to the you drove here,
right? Drove here, caught an Uber or something. Sure, yeah, man. But that's dope, man. We had an hour and a half, coming up on an hour and a half, man.
Well, we had to do that because we missed Friday, and we got sidetracked with Gucci Mane. Shout out to the Gooch.
I guess I'll let you shout him out. You know what I'm saying? I can't. You know, this the highlight of his year right here.
I said, I guess
making a segment of the player. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, but yeah, shout out to everybody. Tuned in. That was you know, obviously property value. I'm assuming isn't going down in that one. I know you said it wasn't exactly financed. I know you had sent me that clip with that. You know what I mean? But entertainment, you know, we obviously jumped on Anamusha this weekend.
I did.
I live streamed it last night as well. So you know, cool game. I could see they definitely updated, you know, definitely remastered because those older graphics would have been terrible.
Yeah.
PlayStation 2 graphics.
That dang, like I was saying earlier though, that dang on fixed camera stuff changes the game, man. It's so easy to get lost and twisted up because you can't even just go in a straight line once they start switching that camera on you, man. Yeah.
The tank controls, and that's what kind of adds to like the surprise effect. Yeah. Resident Evil, or you don't know who's around the corner because you can't see. You know, and you might get your ass sliced up.
Yeah.
But yeah, cool game, man. I meant to see that Final Destination this week. Still haven't went.
I didn't catch it either.
Yeah, I don't know what's up this week. Well, we'll see, man. Sorry about that. We'll see, man. I gotta get active. I gotta call this place because if it's at noon, it's at noon to 3. I gotta be heading out of here soon.
Yeah.
If they not, I'm assuming they might. I don't know if they open or not, man. I guess I'll figure it out though. Anything else you want to add before we get up out of here, man?
I don't think so. About to get at it.
Another good show. You know, we will catch you guys again on Friday. God willing. You guys enjoyed yourself. Have a great Memorial Day wherever you're at. It looks like it's gonna be cloudy out here most of the day, man. But
yep. And quick shout out to Malik and Coach K with those super chats. We really appreciate y'all. Seriously.
Yeah, shout out to Malik and Coach KJ Graham. Malik Kwali. So yeah, for sure. Anyway, guys, make sure you guys follow, subscribe to the Independent Mail QT Dubs channel as well on all platforms. You know, and you guys stay tapped in. You know,
all right, kind honey.
Yeah, for sure. And we're gonna catch you guys on the next one, man.
All right.
Next time, this is JR Wisdom and my co-host QT Dub here, and this is the morning show. Catch you guys later.
Peace.